Screw it. I don't know how to do all this stuff. I should probably learn one time here. All right. Well, we usually don't go live for like 30 seconds. Up there, I just got the notification. Now we're live. That's Captain Dick. What's up, Cap?
I'm here hanging out,
Yeah.
Got some kind of a pain in my butt yesterday in my hip, and my hip's been, it went out on me, but it's a lot better today. But man, I couldn't walk yesterday, and I didn't do nothing. We were in the pool, and I think maybe sitting on a concrete or whatever, just something. I don't know if it's possible to dislocate it or something. Oh, it was excruciating pain. I took pills, and I couldn't sleep. I couldn't get comfortable, and it went away. So that's happened before.
You've probably pulled something. Just let me say hi to a few people here that are already in the chat. We got Sayer, we got Mark Crippen Jr., we got Steve Ott, and a few others lingering, but they haven't come through yet. Thank you for the happy poop, Steve Ott. So yeah, Captain Dick hurt himself. We weren't even sure if he was going to be able to come on tonight, but here he is, toughing it out. So needless to say, we've both had crappy weeks. How about that? He's hurt, which means he can't go out and do his projects that he said he was going to start this week. His fence that we were talking about and all that type of stuff. Apache, what's up? Did the captain see my guess? The tool short I made for him. Nah, Captain doesn't go on the internet and watch videos. And I'm not with him to show him. So the next time I'm with him, I'll just have to show him.
Fellas, I have a flip phone. I don't know how to text. People I work for when I first started out, well, how come you didn't get back to me? I texted you. I said, I told you how many times I don't text.
Yeah.
I don't look at my phone and wonder why it ain't working. People that I tell over and over and over again, I do not text. And they say, well, I've been waiting for you. Well, I told you I don't text. I don't know how to do it. I'm too old.
Yeah. Yep. So guys, he like you said, he's got a flip phone. It's a miracle that he comes on every week. Let's just get that out of the way, okay? It's a mini miracle. This happens every week, mainly. But he is getting better. I will say that. He's getting really good at being on camera and talking to you guys. He enjoys it. You guys obviously enjoy him. So we're gonna keep doing it. But yeah, he hurt himself just floating around in the pool somehow. And obviously you guys all know we lost Ruby yesterday. She just couldn't do it no more. She was having a hard time breathing. She was almost gasping for air the night before. You know, she was always breathing heavy when she tried laying on her side to go to sleep. The only time she was truly comfortable if she was sprawled out like this with her paws in the front like that on cold tile, and then she seemed a lot better. You know what I mean? She didn't breathe as hard. So whatever was going on in her insides, whatever tumors were pushing up against her organs or her lungs was really affecting her way of breathing. She stopped eating completely. Well, I won't say completely, but the last 2 or 3 days, she stuck her nose up to almost every type of food we tried giving her. The only thing she ate was a little bit of flank steak. Sorry, there's people here, guys. Was a little bit of flank steak. She did eat some Burger King burgers, and then she ate a shit ton of chicken nuggets. Because those were her favorite, the chicken nugs. But it was time. Doesn't make it any easier. It's been a rough 24 hours. It really hit me hard this morning because I've been basically living on my chair in my living room ever since we got Rocky and Ruby's diagnosis 6-7 weeks ago. I've been living on my chair because they wake, they get, one will get up and need pain meds, the other one will have to get up and go to the bathroom, then the other one gets up and needs pain meds again, or just needs somebody to lay with them until the pain meds kick in. So I was just so used to getting an hour's sleep here, an hour's sleep there in my chair that when I actually was able to sleep until 10 a.m. this morning and I woke up and it was like 10:15 this morning and I woke up, it like really hit me. Like Ruby didn't come and wake me up this morning. You know what I mean? Like she's not here. and
Right.
she was so tired, guys.
Yeah.
She when we had our Sadie like 3 years ago, we had her put down, and when they gave her the anesthesia before they injected her with the stuff that
Mhm.
puts them down, Sadie fought the anesthesia for like 15-20 minutes. It took her a long while for that stuff to work. Sadie probably still had a little bit more fight left in her, but I'd rather it be a week early than a week late. Anyways, Ruby yesterday, I thought we had 15 or 20 minutes after they administered the anesthesia, and she was knocked out 30 seconds later. That's how tired she was.
Absolutely. Because Saber, after the anesthesia, she was up for a little bit too.
Yeah,
It didn't take her right out, but she was tired. Exactly.
she was just so tired that she didn't, I thought I had 15, I thought I had like at least 10 minutes to sit there with her and say goodbye. And even though I had said my goodbyes and everything, it's still, I thought I had 10 more minutes. And she, like almost as he was putting the needle in her and plunging down on it, she was already out. Um, so she was definitely tired. It doesn't make it any easier. It sucks. I can't even explain you how bad it hurts, especially coming from our family. Uh, our family, our dogs are our family. Me and Christina, we can't have kids. We tried, we can't have any. So our dogs have always been kind of like our kids, something to take care of, to nurture, all that type of stuff. So when this happens, it hits me hard.
Well, I think for any family that has younger kids, a dog is the best thing they could get. For
Yeah,
young or even older for companionship. Like I've always had dogs. I like my dogs. I love my dogs more than most people.
yeah,
Absolutely. Um,
yeah. Well, the dog never lets you down, right?
no, never, never. And they just want to be there, and they can tell when you're not feeling good too. For Jet, if I do something and I get a little cut, he'll come and smell me and know I cut myself.
You know.
Crazy.
And then how Rocky responded the last couple of days. He wouldn't leave her side. I think he knew too.
You know
Uh,
How
he
is
went.
today?
how Rocky today.
He's laying in his bed moping. He's been moping all day long, and last night he cried all night long. He cried because he didn't know where his sister was, and
And I swear sometimes Jet, when we first did put her down, few times he mimicked her bark so perfect, like maybe 3 times in different
yeah,
occasions where he whined and barked just like her. So, he was a while getting over her.
yeah. What's this channel about? It's about tools and how to do stuff and woodworking. But tonight we're talking about man's best friend for at least a little bit here to start the show off. If
We're
you're new to
honoring.
here, we are
We're,
normally a tool channel, and we go live every Friday at 9 p.m. to talk tools and how tos and what's coming out in the tool world. What projects are you guys working on? Can we help you? Can you help us? Type of a thing.
demonstrate,
But tonight we felt like we had to talk about this to
we
start.
also demonstrate tools and things of that nature. But right now we're honoring our dogs.
Yeah, exactly. And Cap lost his dog not too long ago. Saber.
Yep.
I rescued Saber. She was a very sick puppy. Long story
Mhm.
short, my mom and Dickie ended up taking her, and she ended up living a long, happy life in sunny Florida. And they had to make the bad, horrible choice of putting her down. Just what was it, Dick? A couple of months ago.
Yep.
November.
November.
Yeah, right before the holidays. So we've lost we haven't lost Rocky yet, so I don't want to talk like that. But
Right.
Rocky's time is coming very soon, guys. He's still doing good. He's still Rocky. He still gets around. He just gets around slower and on 3 legs. But you can tell there's times the pain gets to him, and we got to give him a little bit more pain medicine. Eventually, that pain medicine isn't going to work. The pain's going to be so bad to where we're going to have to do the same thing all over again here in the near future. But that will be five dogs in the last 3 years that we've had to say goodbye to, and it's not easy.
Jet was just over here while we're talking about the dog. must know human talk because he's over and he never is over next to me looking at me going.
Yeah. Just let me say hi to a few people that's in the chat because I know we got started off there. So, what's up, Wings and Pizza? Rodney Widger, Tech Dinosaur. It looks like somebody already got banned from the chat. Good for them, losers. User123, Fancy Man. Let's see who else is in here. 3 a.m. Spicy Chicken. And somebody else just got banned from Steve Ott. So Steve Ott's working overtime right now, banning people out of the chat because they're just losers that got nothing better to do. You know what I mean? Like, you're a loser. Like, get a life.
Where are they coming from? Iraq?
Shut up, Dickie. Shut up.
I don't care. I say what I mean. I mean what I say.
Hi, Mark Crippen. What's up? Rodney Widger. It wounds awful, but I cried more over a dog dying 5 years ago when I lost my son to fentanyl poisoning. I know. I hear you. I hear you because you know what it is. We're the only species on the earth that I don't even know what it is, but we're like fucking assholes. There's like that respect factor just isn't there, just from the guys here in the chat trying to stir stuff up. It's that type of bullshit. We're the only species, but a dog just wants to be with you. You know what I mean? They don't want nothing more, nothing less. There is no such thing as a bad dog. They're bad owners, bad people.
Yeah. But
you know what I'm saying?
Dog just wants to love you and be loved.
So the little backstory on Ruby and Rocky, but we're talking about Ruby tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Her owner was a bad freaking person.
Yeah.
Okay? Ruby and Rocky both have scars all the way around their neck. Dickie's seen them. It's so bad, the skin flapped over and it kind of hides it, but they're all there underneath that flap.
You can see it. It doesn't hide it that good. You can see it. Yeah. And it's all scars from them putting a chain around them. The chain got so damn tight that actually started choking them and growing over their skin. And what we need to do is find them people and put a collar on them and see how they like it.
And yes, and instead of having it like removed properly from a vet or a vet tech, he decided just to go out there one day and rip it out himself. Mm-hmm. And he used to beat them up. They got scars all over their body. They got scars on their elbows, their legs, their body. They were so badly abused.
They did not know how to play. They did not know what a bone was, a dog bone. I had no idea what it was. You put them down there, what's that? They didn't even care about it. And they were scared of everything, and them dogs come such a long way because they were totally abused.
Yeah. Ruby was so skittish and so scared of everything. If I walked in the room with like a spatula, like if I was cooking, she would run away because she thought I was going to hit her with the spatula. Yep. So it was a farmer that owned them, and I think his plans were to breed them. Well, I don't think Ruby could have puppies, so he got her fixed, and he deemed them worthless to him and abused them. Mm-hmm. Well, I think a vet showed up to the farm to take care of their cows or whatever, saw these two dogs sitting over there abused and mangled, and I think they got involved and ended up taking them away from the farmer. Long story short, this little old lady adopts the both of them out of New Hampshire, brings them back to the house. 6 months later, she's diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and she died 3 months after that. So they needed a place to go. A nice lady named Mary in Pennsylvania saw this story, went and got them just as a temporary thing because they had 3 dogs themselves, and Rocky and one of their male dogs didn't get along, so she constantly had to have them separated. Well, we had just lost Sadie and Lily, and Christina was itching to get another dog, and I wasn't. I wasn't ready yet, but she made me so mad one night. I went on petfinder.com, and I just forced myself to look. I was on like page, I'm not kidding you guys, this is not an embellishment. I was on like page 700 of petfinder.com. 700. I didn't find one dog that appealed to me on petfinder.com. After 700 pages, that's thousands of dogs.
Right.
And then out of nowhere, Rocky popped up. Tall and black and shiny, and it said free to a good home.
Right.
In Pennsylvania. And I'm like, well, that's not that far away. And it said, please email me if interested. Well, I had no clue about Ruby. I had no clue he had a sister. I emailed the lady. Her name was Mary. And I'm not kidding you. 5 minutes later, she emailed me back. And she asked for my vet info, my phone number, my address, all that stuff. And she did her background checks. Kudos to her. And she called my vet the next day to find out if I was actually a good pet parent. And they said, oh, of course. So she called me back the next day. And I'm not kidding you. The next day, she drove them from Pennsylvania to New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even know about Ruby. She just showed up with Ruby because they were brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know if we could handle 260-pound dogs. You know, our house isn't that big.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big financial burden feeding them and taking care of them and all that type of stuff. So I looked at Mary. I said, gee, I hate to have to do this, Mary, but could you take Ruby back to Pennsylvania with you and give us like a week or so to kind of really think about it, see if we can swing it? So she said, no problem. About 2 weeks go by, Mary texts me. She goes, you know, Josh, if you guys don't want her, that there's no pressure. I think we're just going to end up keeping her. And I looked at Christina. I said, it ain't right keeping Rocky and Ruby separated. Through all that together, fuck it. We'll figure it out, right? We'll figure it out.
All together, stick them together.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So I said, Mary, you want to know what? We will. And she drove them back up. She drove them all the way back up from Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
And dropped Ruby off that day. And say the rest is history. But yes, especially Ruby was scared of her own shadow. She had come a long way. I just wish she had a couple of more years to enjoy it. You know what I mean?
But they did learn what bones were.
Yeah.
And they learned that they're safe in the house. No one's going to hit them.
Yeah.
And they always, I know every time I was there, they would look at me. Hey, buddy, go get me a treat. I go get him a treat. You know.
Yeah. Let me see here. Let's get caught up on some comments. What up, Jesse Gilliland? Dan the Fisherman, what's up? Sorry, I was rambling on there. Fix It Jimbo, what's up? I just came in here to say if you guys need some types of mathematics, because I'm very good at mathematics. Okay, thank you. I'll let you know if we do.
That was my worst.
Go ahead.
That was my worst subject, math. I never passed it once. I only went to 8th grade. You know, that's as far as I went in school.
Yeah. Wow, this Christmas, hey, moderators, this Christmas tree guy's a real freaking weirdo, huh? There's a couple of guys in the comment section tonight that just want to be assholes, and they're getting banned left and right. Jamie True, what up? Your boy Jamie True's in.
There you go, Jamie. How's it going, buddy? And True, how you doing?
Sayer's here. If you want to say hi to Sayer.
Hello, Sayer. When I first heard your name, I said, "Is his name Slayer?"
So Douglas Allman says, "I have more photos of our puppies than me or my wife." Do you have a picture you can hold up for the chat to see? Yeah. Let me see if I can find. Now, this phone's all cracked and stuff. It's my old phone, but let me see if there's a few in here. There should be. I mean, if you guys saw the thumbnail for this live, it was Ruby's face in the thumbnail. I want to show a good one, though.
Our weather's finally starting to get warm out here.
That was like 2 weeks ago when she was begging me for my chicken nugs.
Where everybody likes chicken nugs.
Yep. At that point, 2 weeks ago, she was still happy.
Yep.
She was still wanting to eat anything that she could eat and being Ruby. Let me see if I can find another one. All my really good ones are in the phone that I got recording right now, but I can probably, you know what else you know what else Ruby really liked doing? She liked going to the food truck. Mom knows about that. The
Oh,
steak and cheese, the food truck.
because they would feed them. They'd give them something to eat.
Yeah, that's Rocky and Ruby at the winery.
Yep.
They were sniffing all the grapes that day. They had a good time that day.
But then you start taking them to AAA, right?
What?
You start taking them to AAA after the winery and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah. AA. Yeah, I'm sure. Here's another good one of her and her brother.
And they quit drinking.
Ruby's
Couple meetings.
this one right here, the white with the white. Rocky's the one with all the black with his tongue sticking out. But
Now they stand as tall as me. I'm 6'4", and they stand up to my belt, if not higher. They're really
yeah,
big.
they are the first dogs I've ever owned where I didn't have to bend over to pet them. They would
Right,
just walk up next to me and I could just pet them. No problem.
right. Yep. And if you
Hey, if
leave
I
this,
ever get out there, Josh, can you take me to the food truck too? Yes,
yeah,
the best steak and cheeses in this area, without a doubt. Mary Pose's food truck over on Porter Road in Niagara Falls, New York. They're only open 2 or 3 hours a day in the summertime, and only open Monday through Friday. And they only sell steak and cheese. That's it. That's it. So if you're coming to get chicken finger sub, well, you're shit out of luck.
then you got to go another place that has fabulous ones. But I was just the other day over at Jimmy's and Millie's over there in New Smyrna.
Yeah.
We were talking about everything because they live in New York, and they were talking about Mariposas,
Yeah.
how good it is,
Well, and the two dogs, Rocky and Ruby, were such staples. It was called Steak and Cheese Wednesday.
Right.
And every Wednesday, I would load the dogs up in the car, and we go to Mary Pose's for Steak and Cheese Wednesday. The dogs knew when it was Wednesday. They would literally be waiting by their harnesses when I woke up Wednesday. Let's go! It's time for Steak and Cheese Wednesday. And I swear to God, and they became such staples there. They became almost like the mascot of the food truck. They would take pictures of them. Rocky had his sunglasses on one time. If I can show you a picture of that one. But yeah, and the girls who own that food truck, Alyssa and oh god, Marlene Posa, they absolutely loved them. They wanted to come say goodbye to Ruby, but they were out of town. They texted me a bunch, and yeah, it just.
Yeah, we'll go one step backwards. Mariposas used to have a restaurant.
Well, yeah, it used to be on Military Road when their grandmother owned it, but then she passed away, and they didn't reopen. They just closed, and there was a lot of people in the community saying, "Well, we really want your subs," blah blah blah. And the two granddaughters, Alyssa and Marlene, decided to open it up as a food truck instead, and so that's what they did.
Yep. And you go there, you'll never go there when somebody's not there getting a sub.
Always, the place has always got a line, always, constantly, no matter what.
Right.
But yeah. So, well, I don't. They call it man's best friend. You know what I mean, for a reason, right? Because they truly are our
Absolutely.
best friend.
Yes.
They really are. They don't judge you. They don't look at you weird. Oh, they may look at you weird once in a while, but they don't. They don't care. They just
Right.
want you, and they don't care about what this asshole said about you or that asshole said about you.
They're just
All they
saying,
care about is you.
let's go cuddle in bed.
Yeah, exactly. Like F them. And on the really hard days, Like the days you work 12 hours in a hot garage, lifting 100-pound tires all day long. Your boss is riding your ass. Some corporate douchebags, some idiot kid don't know his elbow from his ass. And you just want to just quit and be done with everything. And then you come home to those two, and it all kind of goes away.
Yeah, it makes your day. They do so much stuff that makes you laugh. You know, like right now, Jet's yelling at her. He's got to go outside and go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Must be the den of tools following orders from their cult leader. I guess there's a lot of guys flooding the comment section just saying some crazy stuff. Let's see what they're saying. Let's have some fun. Let's see. Let's see. A small price to pay. What does that mean? The internet is still free. Okay. Whatever that means. The earth is 70% water. That water isn't carbonated. Therefore, the earth is flat. I swear to Christ. These people are so stupid. Let's see. Another one. God bless these two hush puppies. They're the best. Like, people are just dicks. You know what I mean? Like,
Or they don't know what they're talking about, maybe. Who knows? You know, people, you let
oh,
us,
you
let's
know
let us,
what they are. They're just guys that have no lives, that are in their mommy's basement and have nothing better else to do than interrupt the 50 that are watching us and a guy and his stepdad talking about their dogs and tools. They got nothing better else to do, right?
they must be done painting their fingernails on.
You better get every color so you get the whole rainbow going on there, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, I always wanted to ask you, Brian lives in Asheville, right?
Right.
And and it got devastated there from that hurricane. How is
Absolutely.
that all? Is there the trades must be popping in Asheville because there's a whole lot of building going on, I would imagine, right?
Yeah. The
How is
last,
he, did he get his house all settled?
yes, he didn't really get no damage, but the trees were down now. When Nikki come home from work, she works at the hospital. She had to walk like a mile and a half to get to the house because it was impassable. Had to leave the car. There was storm and rain, everything really bad. But it's funny because the day before that storm, we were there.
Yeah.
And we went to AutoZone to get some parts for his truck and also went to Ace Hardware to get some nuts and bolts. Well, that storm hit. They were both just built and they were like a big parking lot, had a little bit of a down in the back. It rained. It got so bad. Both of them went over the embankment. It washed them right away. It was bad,
Jesus.
so bad,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Where he
So
worked,
is the city like close to getting like normal, or is it still like just like
it's still, there's a lot of work and, there's only so many contractors, but like one good thing the YMC did do that he's the big boss there. Got a really good job. He's a project engineer. Plus he has all of his license to pull all the permits and all that. He not just a project engineer, he's other things too, but one thing that YM did see, it was actually, I think it was Lowe's, came down with trucks and trucks and trucks of generators, water, flashlights, pumps to pump their houses out, dehumidifiers, and just brought and just parked them, and anybody that need them, no questions asked, come and got them. So, just let you know there are some still good people and companies that did that, and pretty much, people, because they were out of power, a lot of them for a long time. They were able to get gas, some gas stations, but most of the
I'm gonna be honest with you too, Dickie. I mean, if Milwaukee was sold at Lowe's, I would never ever go to Home Depot. I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you because I went to Lowe's yesterday to get some lumber because I got to make an L shelf to
uh-huh.
go behind the TV in the living room so we can put Ruby
Okay.
and Lily and all their
Yeah.
their remains up in their photos and stuff. You know what I mean? Um,
Couldn't find no
and
good wood.
No, I went to Lowe's and the wood was exceptional. I got a couple of 2x6s. They were straight as an arrow. They weren't. Remember when I got that lumber from Home Depot when I built that
Lowe's
TV
has
cart?
better. Lowe's has better lumber. Absolutely. I
Way
think.
better.
I think so.
Way better.
Yep.
At Home Depot, remember when I brought that wood home from Home Depot when I was making that TV cart?
Yep.
How shitty was that wood?
Horrible.
So
And
I
it
go
wasn't
and
cheap.
no, and
And
it wasn't cheap. So I went and got a couple of 2x6s, right? They were like $9 a piece. And I tell you what, within the first couple of me picking them up and checking, I found three that were dead straight. Not that much wrong with it, good, you can work with that. You know what I mean?
it's just
Not
you don't have.
warped.
Right. But you just don't. Your problem is you don't have other than going to work. You don't have a Lowe's by you, and I don't understand why they don't put a Lowe's there. You
Yeah,
know.
and that is the problem. If I'm not at work, if I'm not at like one of the bowling alleys, I
Driving
I don't
40.
go to Lowe's because Home Depot is what, 5 minutes away. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
every time I do go to Lowe's, I make sure I stock up on some good lumber because even their I found a beautiful piece of maple at Lowe's yesterday. Beautiful piece of maple because I was like really fucked up yesterday after Ruby died, and I just needed to go and do something and get my
Get
mind
the money.
off of it. Found this beautiful piece of maple. It's got the dark running through it. Beautiful piece of maple. Dead straight, dead as an arrow. Their cedar seems really good. I think I'm going to start making some plant boxes, start selling some planters because springtime's coming. So I'm thinking about getting some cedar. Um, but yeah, Home Depot sucks.
Well, what it is Lowe's also has unique stuff that Home Depot doesn't have. I found stuff there that Home
Yeah,
Depot doesn't have unique. And the reason I protest Home Depot is unless you're an active military member, you don't get no discount.
yeah,
You got to be active. Sometimes, like Lowe's, I go there, no problem. But there, are you active? No, I'm not active. What's the difference between a man that's active or non-active? They're both
yeah,
served. And,
yeah,
for them to say, I said, come on, you're corporate multi-trillionaires and you're trying to stick the poor man.
yeah,
Or, you know what I mean? Trying to,
yeah. Well,
don't want,
I tell
they
I
don't
told
even,
you. Well,
they don't even give they used to give them 10% because Jason works there. They give no company employees discounts.
I know it's a joke, and they wonder why people steal from 'em.
Yep.
Like they want because you know what they do? You know what the employees see? They see them giving away hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to this person or that person or this person. They're like, I can't even get 5 or 10% off my order. Like I work here, I bust my ass here for minimum wage and deal with your bullshit. 45, 60 hours a week. You know what I mean? Like I can't get 5% off. Like, come on.
What happened to him? He needed a new above the counter microwave, and he talked to the boss there. It wasn't the big boss, and everything was going to go on display. So he goes, "Yeah, we'll give you $50 off that because it's coming down anyways. We got a new display going up." So Jason, on his own time, unscrewed it, took it all down, wrapped it all up, put it in his car. And about an hour later, the boss, not the big boss, he goes, "I've been thinking about it. I don't think I'm allowed to give you that money off." He made him bring it back and refund the money. And he was so pissed off. He was ready at night. And then the next day, he's talking to the girl about it. The boss, he goes, "That was perfectly fine. You could have got it." But he didn't even want it at that point. He was so pissed off.
It's almost like you know what happens, right? The higher ups see what's going to be coming down and then they buy it themselves and then sell it on marketplace for a profit.
Yep,
And they don't
yep,
want anybody else getting that. That's why when you find a penny deal inside a Home Depot, they freaking freak out on you.
yeah.
But anyways, I don't know. I prefer Lowe's for almost everything except, like I said, power tools. That's where they're lacking. They do have DeWalt in there, but other than that, they got rid of Flex. They're getting rid of Metabo. They do have Bosch, but man, so I guess the power tools is more inclined to go to Home Depot, but for everything else, I think Lowe's is better.
Yeah.
They also got Klein. Lowe's has got Klein. Home Depot
Yep.
got rid of Klein and put in all shitty Milwaukee hand tools.
Well, it's
And
stupid little stuff. It's stupid little stuff like you go to any Lowe's, buy the lumber department. Their air machine is free. I don't know if you know that because people with trailers, everything, their tires, all there's a machine there, just like when you put money in, but you don't put free air. Home Depot doesn't have that. None of their stores.
yeah, Yeah.
It's just a stupid little thing like that, that they care more. They care a little bit more about their people coming in buying stuff, worried about them driving home on a flat tire or low tire. So that I think it's pretty unique.
Tony, Ace has good power tools. Well, they really don't. They got like a model or two old power tools from 5, 6, 7, even some 10 years ago power tools on their shelves. That's what they sell there. They may have Milwaukee, they may have Craftsman, they may have DeWalt, but they're all old model power tools. So old, I found a 20, I think it was a 10.8 volt Makita drill. 10.8 volt. Okay? That's what it said on the box. All right. It come in a kit with the charger, the battery, and a bunch of, bits and stuff with it, right? It said $75 on it. I almost bought it just for nostalgia purposes, right? It said $75 on it, but there was an inch thick of dust on there. Those are the type of tools that Ace sells, unfortunately. People don't go to Ace to buy power tools. They
No,
go to Ace because they want that personal feel, a smaller type business feel to buy their paints, their stains, their hardware, even their lumber, because our Ace has a lumber yard attached to it called Guy's
right,
Lumber.
right.
But I've had a lot of incidences in Home Depot. Like just a shit ton of instances in Home Depot. They don't want to honor a price that they got something marked. And then they make you feel like an idiot or like you're going crazy. And then they lie to you. And then they have some weirdo dork following you around the store like you're about ready to ransack the place because you're doing a deal video. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing a deal video and I got some fucking nerd
That's
with
dumb
Coke
people.
bottle glasses like
Dumb.
sticking out as a sore thumb following me around the whole store like I don't know this cocksucker's following me. You know what I mean?
I went into Hope Depot one time and I brought it was a tool back. Couldn't find the receipt. I thought it was in my truck, and so I go to take it back, and the lady in there, she's looking. I said, I bought this probably not even a month ago, and she's looking it up and looking it up. She's looking at it was a grinder, and it was already 3 years old because she found the date on it when it's made. She goes, "This is 3.5." I said, "No, it ain't. I bought it a month ago." She goes, "Well, you didn't buy this at my store, real cock." I said, "Well, first of all, this ain't your store. You're a worker here. It ain't your store."
Time out,
I
time out. Hold on, time out. Destiny Champ fan. Where'd it go? Okay, sorry, but don't mean to be offensive, but there are kids here because I'm a kid. Well, Destiny Champ fan, this live said no to kids, that this was not suitable content for children. I marked it that way. So either you lied on your YouTube account saying you're over 18 years old, or you're just on here trying to start some shit. So guess what? If you want to watch a big boy channel with two grown men and a bunch of other grown men in the comment section, also, tradesmen get used to hearing the word fuck, shit, piss, cunt, shitbag,
garbage,
asshole, and
garbage.
cocksucker. Okay? There. If you don't
So
like
she
it,
goes,
get the hell out of here, kid. You're not supposed to be here to begin with.
so she goes, "You didn't buy that at my store." And I said, "This ain't your store." I finally found the receipt, and I went back there, and oh boy, did I give them some. I said, "You're selling 3.5 year old tools." And I had it, so I got another grinder, but I'm glad I found
Yeah,
it. I was burning mad.
yeah, yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
gonna change subjects a little bit here. How about my buddy says, well, I was in Home Depot, but I'm in New Smyrna. Lowe's is too far away to go, 40 miles, 30 miles, whatever it is. But they're making a pool vacuum now for vacuum pools and it was reliable. It looked like a drill, got this long thing on it with a suction thing, and it's made from what I understand. I happened to talk to my one buddy tonight, and he bought one. He got one online. It wasn't a Ryobi, and you can put that underwater. How can you put that underwater with a battery on it?
Because there's some tools that are IP56 rated. You can actually drill and shit underwater with them because there's underwater welders, there's
Yeah.
underwater
Well,
people that need to use power tools underwater.
okay.
And hold on, I'll show you. Hold on one second. Let me go get the Ryobi real quick. Hold on.
I would think with a battery and everything, sooner or later, water's going to get in there. Especially it's got chlorine in it, so got to do something to it, I would think. But who knows? The one they bought was online, so it's probably a piece of crap. But he
So,
did say,
Dickie, remember this piece of shit thing? Remember
yeah,
this?
yeah,
The power washer?
yeah,
Well, the battery goes in here, right?
okay.
Then this goes over top the battery and creates an airtight seal.
Well, that doesn't look too watertight to me.
Well, I'm just letting you know that's what some of these companies are doing. But no, there's a gasket around it. It may
Yeah,
not be, but look, there's gaskets around it on both sides.
yeah. But if your battery goes down, you got to open up another battery and it's going to get water. In a pool, you're dealing with chlorine water. So what's chlorine going to do all them
Yeah,
connections?
but Dickie, if you're changing batteries, you know damn well you're not going to sit there and have your hands soaking wet when you're changing batteries. But trust me, if they're making it, it's probably safe to be around pools and stuff with. You know what I mean? There's
Right?
Dickie. That's one of our tests we do. We literally dunk drills into 5-gallon buckets of water and pull them out and see if they'll work.
But don't put one in that plugs in though.
Of
Don't put a
course,
plug.
I wouldn't do that. You fucking nut job. I mean, of course. But
You'd be
yeah,
hearing you'd be
yeah.
floating, bubbling in the water.
All right, let's get caught up on some comments here. I guess there's still a lot of zany people out there stirring up, though. The comment section's popping off tonight. It's hard for me to keep up. I had an old drill that worked underwater. There you go.
All right.
Sayer, laugh out loud. Only miners allowed her are covered in coal dust. Okay. I don't know if I understand what you're trying to say. Rodney Widger, that just reminded me of George Carlin laughing my butt off. 7 words you can't say on TV. I know, and I just said them all. What can you do to save souls? Everybody needs an elevator testimony. There are some weirdos.
What is that?
33 to 40 seconds about your life with Jesus, yo. Seed planting messengers in Jesus Christ and other. Okay, buddy, this isn't a political channel. This isn't a holy channel. This is a tool tradesman how-to woodworking channel.
We leave all the politics and bull crap out of it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
religious. There's a time and a place for it. Not that I'm against any of it, but this isn't the place to talk about it. They're talking about tools and knowledge of people.
yeah, yeah. Honestly, Steve, you could probably ban all them crazy. There you go. I mean, we probably hit the record for banning people.
It must be a full moon.
Something's going on tonight. Something's going on. Let's see. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise as. All right, I'm getting rid of this guy because I don't want to hear any more about the Lord.
I'm not saying I'm a non-believer. I'm just saying that this isn't the channel to do it.
Yeah, like, guys, we're not talking about any of that stuff, okay? Like, some people may not be religious. Some people may be religious. Whatever the case may be, we're welcome to whoever wants to join us. We're here to talk about tools. So speaking of that type of stuff, how about this, guys? I think Cobalt is making a serious play to go after Ryobi as the #1 DIY tool brand in America. I think they're making a hard push for it. There's a lot of big Cobalt stuff come 80 volt cordless outdoor power equipment, chainsaws and mowers and string trimmers and hedge trimmers and pole saws.
Like
They
Cobalt
got
is Lowe's, right?
yeah.
I've seen some in Home Depot the other day. Cobalt. I'm almost sure I did.
No, you didn't. I guarantee you didn't. Cobalt is Lowe's only, just like Ryobi is Home Depot
Okay.
only. Yeah, they're
I
that's
just
the
peeked
Lowe's.
once. It's probably something else that was the same color.
Yeah, maybe it was Bosch.
Yeah.
Cobalt is better than Ryobi. Ryobi does suck. It is god awful. I mean, at least Cobalt, you can find a couple of. I mean, I got the Cobalt hammer drill. That thing's. You remember using that thing in Florida with your goofy video spinning. I mean, that thing had some power. It put your Makita to shame, didn't it?
Yep. What about
Yep.
what about years ago when they showed the auto hammer with a hammer that you just hold and go boom 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 boom? Did those ever work? You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about?
They still have
For,
them.
for
You mean the little thing that sits in your palm? It goes. Dut, 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 dut.
it's like
Yeah.
a little hammer when you don't
Yeah. Yeah.
have room to
Yeah.
sway it. It was called an auto hammer with Craftsman, right? Whenever.
Milwaukee's got one now. There's a few companies that make them. Skill makes one, battery powered.
Okay.
Skill makes one, battery powered, but yeah, they're not too popular. They're not too popular. Guys don't want to use them. It takes a minute to get used to how to line
Why?
them up and stuff.
I thought it was maybe something out there that they does design for a woman, you know, could change a hammer. That same company sell like a 500 piece screwdriver set for like $5, you know, same thing, you know, something that
Yeah,
don't work.
yeah. The palm hammer. Yep, yep. So in my experiences with the handle, the palm hammer, it takes a minute to get used to it because that hammer is hammering so fast. If you're not quick enough and let go of it, you're gonna fuck up your wood.
Right.
Another thing too, you got to have a steady hand. If your hand's kind of shaky, you're never hitting the nail head. Then it bends, and now you're all fucked up, right? But if you got a lot of time on it and get the practice and in the motion down, I mean, yeah, it could save you a ton of time if you're hammering in nails all day long.
It's possible, but the ones I'm talking about, they're actually they're probably this long. They were actually a hammer, maybe 8 inches long, not a palm hander or a little hammer. And
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. No, I haven't seen one of those in a while, but no, now they're battery powered, and this little thing that fits in your palm, and it has a hammer on the end of it that's constantly. Tush, 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 tush.
okay,
Yeah, maybe I'll get one and show people. I think Rigid makes one. They make an air powered one. Maybe I'll get the Rigid air powered one, and we'll show it off next week on live. They're not that expensive. I think the Rigid one's like $50 or something.
maybe,
I
I
just
don't.
hope my little compressor can run it. You know, it should be able to run it for a nail or two. You know.
Right, right.
Good to
Yep.
know. Let's see, Dominic FP, thank you for saying sorry about Ruby. Thanks, buddy. Good to know. What are you trying to say? I have weak hands? Nope, not trying to say that. Just saying some people don't have steady hands. I mean, whether you've worked with and I'm just going to say this, Cap's been working with his hands his whole life, whether it's under the hood of a car, doing whatever. His hand has started to not be as steady. Would that tool be good for Cap? Probably not. He would probably get really frustrated with it really quick and throw it in the fucking trash. Right?
I could probably, I could use, but I just won't like it probably just because.
Exactly. Exactly. You'd rather pick up a fucking hammer and you know what I mean? I can show off the M12 one. I love it. It's a great palm nailer. Okay. I do have the 12-volt hydraulic impact that is Milwaukee.
Okay.
It's not that great. I hate to tell you this. I can't pronounce that, but I hate to tell you that Surge 12-volt. It's not that great. Honestly, really, any 12-volt tools, I'm not a fan of. There's a few. There's a few. I like the M12 pump, the stick pump. I think that's very handy. We're probably going to be doing a review on that shortly. There are a few 12-volt tools I enjoy using, but for the main part, I'm not a big 12-volt fan. Like the Stubby's a really good tool. They don't fit right in my hands. They're too small of a tool. I hate super dinky tools. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. That's me though. I'm not saying that has to be you. But
Right.
that M12 Surge is probably one of their worst 12-volt tools they ever made. It is weak. It isn't quiet, and it's just junky in my opinion. I think you could have saved your money and got a M18 Surge or even the DCF 870. Those are much better options, especially the DCF 870 because you can pop a little 1.7 amp hour power stack. Speaking of that, I'm glad he brought that up because it led me to this. This is the 1.7 amp hour power stack, okay? This is a 6 amp hour Milwaukee battery. This has almost the same amount of power as this. Which one are you choosing, Dickie?
Smaller one.
Right. Okay.
Unless
This
I'm doing
also has almost this also has close runtime to this. Not saying better, I'm saying close. So this is so close to this. Why wouldn't you use this? And why, Milwaukee, will you not come out with a battery like this? You won't do it. Anyways, here we go. This is the 3.5 amp hour power stacked. Okay. This has more power than this. This has more runtime than this. Which one are you choosing, Dickie?
the one that just dropped.
It's okay. It's under warranty.
Now, what is that battery for? What particular tool?
For DeWalt tools.
Okay.
So you know how you got the 2 amp out? Well, hold on. Let's get into it now. Let's get into it. Hold on. Let me go get
Because
it.
if the battery had the same power and everything, why wouldn't you have a small one, tighter spots and lighter?
Well, here we go. You can
Sometimes
also talk about. Hold on. What's that, Dickie?
That's a double stack.
There you go. That's a double stack. Now, this is a 24-volt battery. This is an 18-volt battery. Look at how much bigger that Milwaukee is.
Yeah.
Guess what? Let's see. 960 watts. Let's see how many watts is in this thing. 108. So this is almost the same amount of power as this.
Right.
Crazy, ain't it? So why won't Milwaukee come out with one? Because they want you to buy the shitty M12 tools. That's why. If you want a compact tool, they want you to buy the M12 tools. Now, when we're talking about M12 tools, how much space are you really saving? This is the 18-volt DCF 870 impact driver from DeWalt. How much space are you saving with a little 12-volt tool?
Anywhere you're going to use the one, you can probably use the other. They're not that much difference.
Thank you. Look at the handle. Much, much more comfortable. You see the handles on these? See how big this gets in the bottom to fit the battery in it? That is not comfortable for a lot of people with normal size hands. And another thing, my hands are so big. Where does my finger lay? Up over the speeds, over the selector, right? Guess what always happens when I use these? I'm drilling. Oops, I accidentally hit it. Now I'm reversing. I hate M12 stuff except for.
So what are you saying? Susie homemaker tools?
Well, they're meant for like electricians, HVAC guys, but the thing is, 18 and 20 and 24-volt tools are getting so compact. Why do you need a 12-volt line?
And that one.
Hold on.
And that's going to put bigger screws in faster.
Hold on. This is Milwaukee's 18-volt impact driver, not even their fuel model. You ready for this? In their own line. Why would you choose this one? Why would you choose this one when you can get a stronger, more compact version in the same line?
That looks like it's a lot more guttier.
Look at that.
Yep.
So I think these M12 tools are going to start getting, I don't know, less popular. I'm going to be honest. The only reason why they're still around and prevalent is because they're the only 12-volt line anymore. Everybody else got rid of their 12-volt stuff. Bosch, DeWalt, Flex never had a 12-volt system. Metabo, Rigid got rid of their 12-volt. Ryobi got rid of their 12-volt. They're the only ones doing 12 volts, so that's the reason why they're still being sold. But if they had any type of competition that was anywhere near them, they probably wouldn't be worth their while to keep making them. All right, let me get caught up on comics. Let's see. 2 lines equals 2 profit streams. Yeah, but then also what happens, Wings and Pizza, somebody stumbles upon this in a deal and they're like, why have I been using these fucking 12-volt tools for so long? And then guess what happens? They end up switching completely over to DeWalt. I've seen it happen. It's happened to me. I've switched over to DeWalt. I used to be a huge Milwaukee, and I still do like Milwaukee. They make great tools. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the 12-volt line, though. I don't think these are needed anymore. The subcompact 12-volt line is garbage.
And the fuel are better, the fuel, right?
Yeah. Most of the time, yes. Most of the time, they're better. Yes, there are some non-fuel Milwaukee tools that are great, like this one. This one is awesome. That's not a fuel, but this is a good tool. You know
Well,
what I mean? But
so what kind of fuel do you got to put in it? Ethanol free or what?
no, no, just gotta slap a battery on it. All right, let's see.
Well, I'm trying to match all the goofballs that are talking to you out there. Where do you put the gas
Yeah,
in it?
right. Yeah, right. Hey, Steve Ott, how many people have we banned tonight? What are we up to? Did we break the record yet? He'll answer. So, anyways, I just posted a short video on the 3.5 amp hour power stack. This is the 5 amp hour power stack, and I'm telling you right now, so far in me using this has got almost the same, if not a little bit more punch in a smaller form. For some odd reason, that's how it's been testing out so far. We're going to do a long format video on it, so be looking out for that either tomorrow or Sunday. But yeah, that's why I think DeWalt is number one right now out of all the power tools. Do I think they're the best value? No. They're expensive. They are very good, though, and they are the best for a tradesman. Best value is rigid. Okay? Flex. Oh God, I can't tell you how bad Flex executives have messed up their power tool company as far as a marketing strategy.
Mm-hmm.
If they had any clue, Flex would be the number one power tool company right now.
Yeah.
Because they outperformed DeWalt. They outperformed Milwaukee. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm hoping that with this big fire sale that happened at Lowe's a few months ago, a lot of people got invested in the Flex that wouldn't have gotten invested into them. So I'm hoping enough people got invested into the line that later down the road, when they need another tool, they just order it online and get a Flex. You know what I mean? Because I love Flex. I do.
Yeah.
I think they should be number one, but their marketing team just sucks.
Right. Marketing can sink a company.
Yeah.
There's proof.
Yeah. 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 And honestly, they're a newer company. These two have been doing it for so long and been number one and two for so long that people just, Tools with Soul says this. People buy the name on the side of the tool, not
Yeah.
the actual tool.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Now, hopefully Flex will start getting in somewhere, you know.
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to go in True Value in some Ace stores.
Right.
And it's coming up soon here within the month. April, I'm hearing. April. But look, if Flex has got a compact, if they got a compact, how come Milwaukee doesn't? The only reason I can think of,
They don't want to invest in a new design and spend the money.
nope, it ain't that. It's because they know if they come out with these smaller batteries, nobody will buy their 12-volt tools anymore.
Gotcha. All right, that makes sense.
So if you're using this, right, and you got to pop this on, it no longer becomes compact, right?
Right.
But imagine this with something like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because
Now, go ahead.
even my drills, I got the big amp flex, big amp skill, the small one, the medium one. But if I'm going somewhere, I know I'm only going to put 20, 30 screws in. I'll take the little battery for the weight purpose. I know it's going to do the job perfect. And why have the bigger battery, right? But if I'm going up, I'm going to saw, I'm going to be up on a roof and I don't want to be screwing with batteries, I'll take the bigger ones.
Of course, yes, of course. But if you're Dickie, the little double stacks, if you put this in a drill or an impact driver, this should last you the whole day.
Right.
I mean, if you're using a super high draw tool, this won't last you all day. That's why we got you the bigger ones. But
Right.
yes, exactly. But when you don't even give your people that option, there's only one reason why they don't do it. It's because they know as soon as they do it, everybody will stop buying their 12-volt tools.
Yeah.
And then a whole line and a big share of their revenue is going to go in the tank. They'll probably end up losing money on that deal.
Right. Now, your regular batteries, if they're fully charged, you got them in your cases. And how long are they good to stay in that case before you need to recheck them, see if they have a charge? If they're good to begin with. If you're going to go on a job site and say you haven't worked in a while, how long does it normally last? At least a month, right?
Dickie, this battery's been sitting on my shelf for months. I haven't used it in a minute, right?
Right.
I did use it in my video today. It is down a bar, but what I'm trying to say is it's been sitting around for months, okay?
Right.
So you don't got to check them like that.
Oh.
You just use them, and when they die, you put them on the charger.
I have the little things around there with my flex, and I've used it quite a bit. Well, and I hit the button, it might be down 1 bar after I did shit all day long, and I don't even bother charging it.
Yeah, you don't want to charge it till you want to drain it and then charge it. You don't want to just keep charging them every time you go a half a bar down.
They're not meant to do that.
Well, they can do that, but here's the thing. You only got so many charges in the batteries. Now, these newer double stack batteries give you more charge cycles, but every time you charge it, you're taking one of those charge cycles right off the list. So say you got 3,000 times you can charge this battery. If you're just charging it to charge it, well, you're just taking one of those times off. Now you're going to get less longevity out of your battery.
Right.
All right, let's get caught up on comments and then we'll end it. Let's see. Josh, your live stream has broken the troll banning record. We are at 27 now. We banned 27 people from the live stream tonight because they're acting cuckoo. I feel accomplished tonight that we drew out all of the hateful, spiteful people in this world to come and hate on us. A guy and his stepdad talking about tools and their dogs. You guys should be proud.
And I worked out in the winters all my life till I moved to Florida. I've been in the cold, been in the hot, been in some of the worstest plants on planet Earth, and I worked hard, and I don't have time for any stupid people.
Exactly. And you want to know what? I want to say thank you.
I still work.
Thank you to. Yep, you still do. Thank you to all the guys who make sure them people get gone out of here. All the guys that are moderators on the channel that watch that while I can't watch it because I'm trying to do a show. Thank you, Steve Ott, Fix It Jim. I know Denny O'Fools. You guys know who you are, my moderators on the channel. Thank you for keeping an eye on it. It looks like somebody else just got banned, so that's 29. So thank you guys. Yeah. Thank you guys for keeping an eye on these idiots and having them not interrupt the show. But anyways, be on the lookout. I got a big video coming up on the 3.5 amp hour power stack and where it really fits in between. You got the 5, the 3.5, and the 1.7. Okay? And I will show you guys kind of where it fits, which one's the best one out of that bunch, and all that stuff.
So your mama, she got to see the Clydesdale horses walking down the street in Bike Week. She saw it. That's pretty unique to see that.
They had Clydesdale horses with all them motorcycles around.
Well, what it was, they went by the cabbage patch, but it was planned. Now they took them for a walk, and they went there. And they closed off the street. They also told everybody, and everybody was good about it. They said nobody, just so they passed through. They had a lot of cops there saying, "Please don't start your motorcycles, rev them up. Just wait till they go by," and they all did.
Yeah.
That's
good.
Yeah, they honored what they wanted. Plus, they're beautiful horses. Why would you want to scare them?
They are. Yeah, that's the only thing that would worry me. All that noise would definitely startle them, and all that type of stuff.
And if they get to running, who's going to stop them? They're huge.
Rodney, are there any deals on the DeWalt batteries right now? Yes, there's a lot of deals. The 5 amp hour power stack is $99 right now. $99. I think this is like a $200 and some odd dollar battery. The 3.5 is $129. This is all at Home Depot, by the way, and Lowe's. And there's a 2-pack
of 1.7 amp hour power stacks for $139 with a charger at both Lowe's and Home Depot. So they're definitely they must have an overstock of these batteries, and they're letting them go for really good prices. But so that's what I wanted to ask. Well, no, you haven't worked because you hurt your back. You haven't worked. I was going to ask if you used your saw yet or anything like that, but you haven't. So
No,
we'll
I have.
save that for next week.
I mean, I've used the Sawzall for just cutting up stupid stuff around here, but I'm gonna put it to work next week.
I'm talking about the nice circular saw.
Oh no, I haven't used that. That's gonna be used next week. Plus, I got a house, not a house. It's a 30 by 40 building that they're gonna turn into an Airbnb, and I'm gonna be doing a lot of work there. That's gonna have a wooden floor in it, so I'll be putting floor in that, and got to finish the inside all off. It's gonna be for traveling nurses. They're making it for.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Dominic FP, why is the 3.5 more than the 5 amp hour? I don't know. I don't make Home Depot or Lowe's prices. I'm guessing because this just came out recently. This is typically a new release. It's originally $189, so even at that $189, the 5 amp hour's been out for a while. They probably got a big surplus of them. They're just trying to blow them out.
Right.
That would be my guess, but I don't know. I don't know why Lowe's and Home Depot do goofy shit like that. My favorite flex tool is the inline circular saw. It's a game changer. Well, that's the saw Dickie just got from J. True, and he's very excited. You also got to show off the Klein tape measure, and the drywall tool.
Right.
You know, that drywall tool you can use as a die grinder, too.
I know you can.
Whatever you can fit in that collet, you can use as like a grinder.
Yep. I actually use that. I I had to make some guy got a golf cart in the back lights, got little lights like that are oval, and because it's an older one, I could not buy them online nowhere. The plate inside that holds the bulb part, it was for like 1157 bulb. That wasn't rusted at all, but the plate was rusted. It was just hanging there. So I cut out 2 plates, but because they're radius and everything, I used that. Worked perfect. It took me a second to get used to it. I had enough.
Yeah.
I had a big enough piece of material to clamp down, and I just used it. Sweet.
That's good. That's good. Putting it to use. That's what we like to see. I never have used a rear handle circular saw. Probably would be better with my eyesight. Yeah, I like a rear handle saw better than a 7 1/4 Sidewinder. One, because the blade is left and it's better for a righty eyesight. Usually on a 7 1/4 Sidewinder, the blade is right, which isn't so great for a right-hander. Okay, not saying you can't use it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I prefer the rear handle saw. Also, I like the beefiness of it a little bit better. I like holding the tool, especially when you're cutting through material. You want it to have some weight so that it's easier. It feels like it's easier to navigate it through so you can hit your cut lines better. That's just how I feel.
So you like it better than the center cut.
Yeah.
It does have a little bit wider and a little bit meat, but center cut for small areas to get in tighter spots.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Thanks for the happy poop, Steve Otts. What cutout tool did he get, Josh? He got the J. True sent him J. True sent him the 6.5-inch inline flex saw, a Klein tape measure, and also he threw in there the flex drywall cutout tool. Now, as I was just telling Dickie, you can use that almost as a die grinder because it's got that 1/4-inch collet. Whatever you can fit in that collet, you will be able to use. Well, he was just saying that's what he used to make that cut on that light or whatever.
And if you got stuff you got to get into, that the guard comes off real easy too. So if you got to get in there.
Yeah. I got the rear handle flex instead of the smaller one because it was already sold out at Lowe's. Yeah, it's okay. You probably got the best rear handle saw in the game. It's either that or the Milwaukee right now. The flex rear handle or the new Milwaukee one are the 2 best in my opinion. And then the DeWalt Flex Fold. Go ahead.
When I was at Lowe's, they had the rear handles maybe a month or so ago for $99. I think they went down to $89.
I got mine for $59.
Rare one.
When all that shit was first being sold off, I got mine for $59. Crazy stupid deal.
That's you can hold it nice, got a little weight to it, especially for cheap plywood and stuff.
Yes. I agree. For cutting sheet goods and stuff, the rear handles are the king. I agree.
First
All
of
right,
all,
guys, we've been
you're not hanging over it with the center, trying to you're right there where you get some power into it.
Yeah. So we're getting close to the end here, guys. Dickie, you got any questions that you need answered before we get signed off?
Well, I did have something. I don't know if I'm going to tackle the job, but at Jimmy and Millie's house in New Smyrna, the front of the house, the corners of the house, they got on the corner of the house, they got a pillar going down on each side. Well, years ago, the one started to crack and everything, and I asked him because the other one's cracking, it's getting cracked up. And I asked him, how did they fix the other one? He said he broke out all the block. They don't even know if it was block because they didn't watch them, but I would assume it's block, but it could be wood and then all stuccoed in, but some of it has got some pretty good gaps going up. And he said they broke it out and then they put, I don't know what they use, grout, mortar, whatever, and then they use like a mesh and then they coated it. It's not like stucco, it's smooth where it's at. They just stuccoed it up. I mean, not stucco, just finished it all and painted and it looks good. Now the other side, Jimmy wants to know if we can do it, but I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, do you break out the bad part and then stuff it with stuff or?
I would think you would chisel out the bad part and then fill it in and then put your stucco over that. That's how I would do it. But let's see.
I would have thought they would have maybe taken one whole brick out and put a new one in, but that's pretty hard to do. Because you got to get your mortar in there and everything, but.
Yeah. All right, see you later, Wings and Pizza. So, anybody like masoners or work with concrete or stuff like that in the chat? Dickie wants to know on a concrete pillar, where there's parts of it like coming apart and stuff like that. Do you just fill it in with concrete and then stucco over it? Because the other one they stuccoed, so he kind of wants to match it. That's how I would kind of do it.
Yeah, and then, like I said, it's not stuccoed; it's smooth.
Thank you, Rod.
But maybe I know he said they chipped a lot of stuff out and they used a lot of concrete. And I don't know if it has blocks and they tried to fill the blocks up with concrete, up to that point or whatever.
Jamie True said it's probably wood and the mesh is nailed to it with roofing nails.
That's what I'm thinking it is, because it's a really, really old house.
Yeah, that's what Jay True said. Sayer said, sounds like brick mortar and wire grind. I think he means grid or, oh no, sorry. Sayer says, sounds like brick mortar and wire. Grind it out and add some wire in and use mortar mix. Sorry. It's hard reading Sayer stuff because he spells stuff backwards sometimes. He's dyslexic, so I try to piece it together piece by piece as I'm going through it. But yeah.
Well, so there's still going to be a wood frame in there, right?
Well, that's what Jay True's saying. Apache, what up, Apache? Apache Helicopter says there is concrete vinyl patch at Home Depot in a bucket.
I've used that.
Yep.
Now, when I do concrete,
thank you, Rod.
Or if I do mortar or grout, I always use because the guy I worked with all the time used it. If I'm doing patches like that, I call it milk. It's a fortifier you put in concrete. Is that worth using? It comes in a little jug. It looks like Elmer's glue almost, but that's what I used at your house, Josh, when you fill all them wires.
Yeah.
Are they cracking yet at all?
No. And we had a cold winter, Dickie, and there was a lot of snow piled up against it all winter long. I tried clearing it out as best as I could, but when it got so cold, it all turned to ice. And so it held up. It held up really good.
I just hope it. But is the milk worth using? What I call it, but it's a fortifier.
I would say so. Jay True says there are many different ways of doing a post like that. It could also be blocks.
Right.
So there's you. I guess you got to inspect it a little bit further, and
Yeah,
once
I
you
gotta
get
chip
in
a
there,
little.
you'll know.
I'll chip a little bit of it out. And what if it is blocked? Then what's the fix?
Sayer said more than likely a wood box under it. 90% chance it's a wood box under it.
Okay. All right.
And Sayer said yes, use it. It's a bonding agent. Apache said yes too.
Yeah. What's that? I didn't hear it.
The milk stuff you were talking about, he goes, they're saying yes, that's a bonding agent.
Yeah.
You should use it.
I always have used it, but I just wondered if it really. But I've had it where stuff didn't crack, Plus, it helps
Yeah.
it from cracking.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
only $10 a bottle. Why wouldn't you use it?
Yeah, you're spending all that money on other stuff. Why? What's another $10, right?
Because I will always, if I'm gonna adhere to old concrete that's clean, I will always take a little paintbrush and dip it in the stuff, and I'll paint the wall so it binds to that. Then I slap it on, sticks to that.
Yeah, that's what we did.
I'm thinking that makes it hold better.
Yeah, it does. All right, we've been on for an hour and 18 minutes. We broke a record tonight. We banned 31 people, I think Steve Ott said. 31 people got banned today. Record breaker on the channel. Must be a full moon, bunch of crazies out, or it's just Ruby sending crazy people to me to piss me off. I don't know yet.
Make cool spots great. Again.
Yeah. But thanks, guys, for listening, especially early on. 39? Oh, 30. Okay, 30 people. All right. Thanks, guys, for listening, and thanks for all the support with Ruby and all that stuff. It hasn't been easy, and I got to be honest. The last half hour we've been talking about tools and batteries and all that type of stuff. I completely forgot she was even gone for a second. So this stuff definitely helps me a lot, and I appreciate it, guys. Got anything you want to say there, Dick Man?
Just God bless America. And, thank you for supporting the channel and giving us information. And I probably will sometime next week chip a little bit of that out and take some pictures and forward them to you, and you can show it to the guys before I actually do it.
Yeah, we can do that.
You know?
Yep. So take a pictures, send them to me. Oh, you got to send me pictures of the leaking battery and the serial number, mister.
Yeah, I know.
We got to get that warranty.
Now, all the juice come out of it. That's all gone, I think.
Okay. Still, send me a picture of the battery and the serial number.
But can that battery be used?
Don't use it.
No.
Just send me a picture, and we'll get it warranted, and you'll get one in the mail a week later. Just send me the picture of the battery and the serial number.
I'll have your mom send it tomorrow.
Yeah, but the serial melted off.
No, it
Okay,
didn't.
well then that's proof of it melting off. Then that's fine. They'll warranty it.
Why can't it be used though?
Because don't use it. Why would you want to use it right now?
Well, I don't need to use it.
Yeah, but what if something else happens? What if it's a faulty battery? You don't know all this stuff. You know what I mean? It has happened to some batteries, but just don't use it. There's no sense of using it. You got enough batteries.
Don't want it blowing up or something, right? You never know.
Yeah, so just send me a picture.
Yeah.
Just send me a picture, and we'll get it warranted, and you'll get one out. You'll probably get one within a week.
Yep, I'll have her send it to you tomorrow.
Apache said the cooling gel is over the contacts. No good. So don't use it.
Right. Okay.
It's the cooling gel. If there's no cooling gel over the contacts, you can fry your tool and fry your battery. That's why that stuff's there. Yeah.
So what I'm going to do next week is I'm going to do the challenge. I'm going to cut half of what I'm doing now with the skill saw with the same blade, same battery, and I'm going to do the other part with the flex. Same battery, same thing, and see what happens.
Okay. Did you use the Bosch blades yet?
Yes.
You like it?
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Oh, I guess we got 31 banned now. We ended the show with one more person getting banned.
Well, maybe they'll come to their senses and get on down the road and get in with the groove.
Yeah, right? All right. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. We'll see y'all later. Like I said, thanks for the support. I don't even know how I got through this without crying my eyes out, but we got through it, and we'll see you guys next Friday.
She doesn't want you to cry on a channel that you love doing. That's why.
Oh, I didn't. So mission accomplished.
Yep. And she
All right,
weeded out
guys.
and she weeded out the people.
Yeah, exactly. All right, everybody. We'll talk to y'all later.
All right. Yep. Have a good time, everybody. Stay safe.